All right, about to kick this off. This is a True Underground Story podcast hosted by Overlooked Artist Hosting. I'm with D Knight today.
Hey,
This is a little snippet from his song Bet on Me.
oh, fuck. Sorry, but I'm out of their league. Out of the league.
All right, so that's D Knight. So tell the people a little bit about yourself, D.
Man, so I go by the name of D Knight. That's my artist name. Born and raised Springfield, Ohio, 937 all day. Started making music when I was like 13 or 14 years old. Dropped my first mixtape when I was 15. That was back in 2013, and I've been at it ever since.
All right. What was your childhood like for you growing up in Springfield and Dayton?
Um, I spent a wide majority of my childhood in Springfield. I moved to Dayton until I was like 15. So so yeah, growing up in Springfield was pretty cool. I got a lot of friends down there. Um, used to hang out with my friends all the time. You know, we played football, basketball. I played sports a lot when I was younger. Like I pretty much played just about every sport, like soccer, football, basketball. I mean, I guess you can count baseball and ran track. I did all that, like from elementary school all the way up till middle school till when I decided music was what I wanted to do. So I had a pretty active childhood.
Um, so how old are you right now?
24.
24.
Mm-hmm.
God, make me feel old, man. And you said you did your first mixtape back in 2014,
13.
2013.
Yeah.
So you've been doing this about 11 years now already.
Yes, it's a long
You felt,
time. Yeah.
yeah, been doing it a while. What was some of the music you grew up listening to, whether it was your choice or what your parents had you listening to?
Man, so as a kid, I watched 106 in Park a lot, BET. My mom, she really wasn't a big fan of me watching that kind of stuff though, because that was, that was the video vixen era. So
Yeah.
pretty much what we seeing on Instagram is what was on TV back
What
then.
was what was on
So
BET? Yeah.
yeah, and like my mom, she didn't want me listening to like gangster rap, like G Unit and like Tupac and stuff like that. So I really grew up listening to a lot of Kanye West for real. He was like my first favorite rapper, truth be told. And that was because one of my stepbrother, he had brought home like a burnt CD of College Dropout, and I fell in love with that album. Like he used to play it every time I go over to my dad's house. And I also, of course, listening to Lil Wayne, um, Cameron, Jeezy, pretty much whatever my older sister would play in the car. Well, she wasn't playing no Kanye. She was playing all the gangster shit.
On the game.
So yeah, so mixed a little bit of that in, and that's pretty much what I grew up on for real.
I'm still a huge fan of the College Dropout album. To me, if you don't include the skits, that's like an ideally perfect album. There's no skips
Yeah,
on it track wise. And a lot of the time I just let the skits play through because most of them ain't even really that long. Um, what artist would you say really kind of influenced your style of hip hop?
that's the easy one, man. So, definitely Big Sean, believe it or not. And the reason that is so like around the time like I really got serious about doing music. Like okay, so like this was back in middle school. I had Big Sean's second mixtape. This was before like he really like like popped off with My Last and Marvin and Chardonnay and all that. So um really around that time, I was like really punchline driven because I didn't have much of a story to tell, you know, and I really, that was back when I didn't know how to really put my feelings on a track. So like early on, Big Sean was a template. Another rapper named The Joker. I don't know if you remember The Joker. Or,
I do. Yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah.
couldn't. I know the songs. Like once I couldn't think of the title of them, but
Hmm.
I remember I was in school a few years when, like my senior year,
Hmm.
his freestyles and shit were like blowing up, and we were all
Yeah.
bumping that shit.
Yeah, you feel me? Yeah, so I was listening to that, but I think I'll tell you this, what really shifted my artistry was when I listened to Illmatic and Reasonable Doubt. Like once I really got into like my 90s hip hop bag and like really started studying stuff from the 90s, my lyricism just like pretty much went to a whole nother realm after that. And I would go on Rap Genius and like read lyrics all the time and like read pretty much study how they like
Yeah.
did wordplay and things like that. And then I learned how to do triple entendres, double entendres and whatnot. So yeah, I would say pretty much that style of music is what influenced me early on. Just like, you know, heavy lyricism and, you know, just mixed with wordplay that's just like acrobatic and stuff. But so yeah, that was early on.
Feel that. Um, who are some artists you currently have like in your rotation, whether it's mainstream or underground?
So right now, as of right now, I've been listening to a lot of Griselda and so like a, you know, mix between Benny, Conway, West Side Gun. I'll throw in some Bodie James, Freddie Gibbs, you know, here and there. And I've also been listening to Larry June and Jay Worthy. Man, I just really love riding around to that type of music. Like when I'm in the gym, I'll put on some King Von or some Lil Durk or whatever. But
Right.
like when I'm going somewhere, I'd throw on some Larry June just because I love how it sounded in the whip. And I've also been listening to a lot of R&B music. I really think that's been helping me a lot with my songwriting and just a lot with, you know, just really being vulnerable in my music. So I've been listening to a lot of that. Jasmine Sullivan, to be specific, her, Eric Bellinger, and Joyce Rice. Those are probably my favorite R&B artists as of right now. So yeah.
All right. Right on. Um, that was three of them. Who, aside from the three R&B artists, what would you say are like your top five like favorite hip hop artists at the moment?
At the moment, ooh, man, this is tough. You know, all right, so the reason why this is so tough is because it's just so many. No, so the reason why it's tough is because it's really not too many like artists that I can like that I really been living with as of recent. What I mean by that is, you know how like a few years like years ago when an album would come out, like you would play that whole album for a summer, you would like
Yeah.
that would pretty much be the soundtrack to your life, you feel me? Now it's just so much music coming out right now at a rapid pace. It's really hard for me to like live with a group of particular artists. But if I had to say my top five favorites right now, um excluding the obvious the Drakes and the J. Coles of the world, because those are like they're my all-time favorites, so I ain't gonna include them in it. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna go I'll go Saba, a rapper from Chicago. He's excellent. He pretty much
That name rings a bell.
he's more on the underground tip, but he got an album that he put out this year called Few Good Things that I really enjoy. And his last album called Care for Me is like one of my favorite albums of the last 5 years. So I'm gonna put Saba in there. Babyface Ray, also one of my he's like my favorite Detroit rapper right now. Babyface Ray, man, like he got I really like
Yeah,
his style a
he's got a
lot.
strong buzz going right now for him too.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, so there's those two. Um who else is in there without me like just I just ain't trying to like, you know, just throw any names in there, you feel me?
Yeah.
So think you know what, I can say Benny the Butcher. I'll put Benny in there. And Benny's consistent and he's impressed me every time he's dropped. And I really like Tana Talk 4 as well. So
Yeah.
I can put that in there. Who else, man? All right, so that's three, two more. Um I guess I can say Bodie James. I like the way Bodie raps. And I liked his last album a lot with The Alchemist. So I'll say
That album
him.
has been putting out some fire here lately, man.
Oh yeah, for
That
sure, man.
Freddie Gibbs tape and everything.
Yeah, and my last and number five, I would say um who else?
You can do underground too. Like you can give a shout out to anybody that you've been fucking with heavy lately.
Yeah, I know. I just don't want to lie either. I don't want to throw somebody's name like, oh yeah, I've been fucking with you, even though I ain't been playing they song that much. So you know what? I'll go Larry June, man. He just makes smooth music. I like how his music sound. So yeah, and I ride around to Larry a lot too. So
He's been
yeah,
blowing up on my Facebook feed lately.
yeah.
All right. So I got a couple games set up for today. This is the first one called This or That. I'll present two options to you. You tell me which one you'd pick.
Okay.
If you had to trust somebody to handle your music career, would you rather trust Suge Knight or Birdman?
Hey man, one thing about Suge Knight, at least he gonna slide for me. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, I'll probably go Suge because yeah, I just feel like he really had my back no matter what. Like even though him and Pac, what happened. I felt like Suge really wrote for Pac. And I mean, me and Suge got the same last name, so there's that. So,
Like, cut me some slack, Suge.
yeah.
This is a typical question: Pac or Biggie? Who did you fuck? Whose music do you fuck with more?
Oh my gosh, this is tough. And it's all it's crazy because like I've always been conflicted because I do think Biggie's the better rapper, but I feel like Pac made the better music.
I feel
So
that. I mean,
so
Biggie's cadence and flow is
yeah,
just so smooth, man.
yeah. So man, I might have to go Pac just because he has that extensive catalog.
Yeah, he did.
But Life After Death is like my top two favorite rap album ever. So, but I'll go Pac because he got more to choose from.
The Machiavelli tape is another album that I keep in my. That's just a perfect album. I don't.
Oh yeah.
All right. You had brought up that you've been into Griselda lately, so Benny the Butcher or Conway?
Man, Benny, I'm gonna go Benny. But you know what though? I do think Conway is the best rapper in the group. But the reason I go Benny is because I just feel like he really does a good job like balancing like the swag that West Side Gun has, and also like the heavy lyrical ability that Conway has. And I just feel like he's really a good mix of what Griselda embodies. And he's just pretty much who I gravitate more between him and Conway. So I'll go Benny.
All right. Feel that. NBA YoungBoy or Lil Durk?
Man, you know what? So I've really, man, this is tough too. Damn, NBA YoungBoy or Lil Durk. I might have to go with. I might have to go Durk, honestly. But I really love what NBA YoungBoy is doing. I'm gonna go Durk though, but YoungBoy, man, he's on top right now for real. Like he's just killing it.
Yeah, I mean he is. That's for sure. Another basic one: J. Cole or Kendrick?
Man, look, whatever Kendrick dropped next, it got to be some shit for real because J. Cole is he's really gunning right now. I'm gonna go Cole. I'm gonna go Cole right now. I'm gonna go with J. Cole. Like just because of his feature run and what he's been doing with Dreamville, like as an executive.
Oh yeah, man, like the DJ drama tape.
Yeah, and just the way he set that roster up for success in general. I'm gonna go with J. Cole.
Who's your favorite out of Dreamville?
Under J. Cole.
Under J. Cole, yeah.
If I had to pick an artist, if I had to pick an overall artist, I would go with Ari Lennox.
Ari Lennox.
But if you're asking me from like who's my favorite rapper under J. Cole, definitely Jed for sure.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah. His flows on things are insane sometimes.
Man, that flow he used on Barry from Simpson with the song with him and 2 Chainz, that was insane, bro. Like I was so blown away. I love Jid.
Uh, Jay-Z or Nas?
Jay-Z. Jay-Z's the greatest rapper of all time. I tell people this all the time. You know, and as subjective as music is, I feel like that's like the most objective hip hop opinion. Man, Hope is just the gold standard in general. Like, not even talking about how much money he has, but I'm talking about like from a catalog standpoint. Like Jay-Z has been rapping at a high level for over 25 years now, and you
Oh
know
no.
what, so has Nas, but I just feel like Jay-Z, I give Jay-Z the nod because of consistency and just the way, you know, he helped put Rockefeller on and what he's done after that. And yeah, I have to go Jay, man. Jay clears. I think Jay's clearing it.
All right. Um, so some of these I had a hard time trying to find a pairing. So Polo G or Lil TJ?
Polo G. Polo G. I
Polo
like
G.
Lil TJ. I've played some of his stuff before. I like TJ, but I'm gonna go Polo due to storytelling, wordplay, energy. Yeah,
His storytelling's really like really spot on for a kid his age, like to be
yeah,
so good at storytelling already.
for sure.
Uh, Wayne or Eminem?
Wayne for
Wayne.
sure. Yeah, definitely Lil Wayne. And you know, it's funny because, well, I'll say this: people need to stop the Eminem slander for real. Um, and the reason why I say that is because, like, I don't know, I just feel like people are just so disrespectful to Eminem and what he's done. Like, you know, because people don't like the music that he's putting
Yeah,
out now. But it's like, yo, like M's still one of the greatest, and people really be acting like he's just another rapper. But nah, M really get like that, bro. Like
yeah.
M
I
really
try
get
and
like that.
I try and explain it to people like when they try and slander Eminem. I'm like, I'm not one of those stands that's gonna sit there and like tell you you're wrong.
Yeah.
I don't care if somebody doesn't like his music. I get that music's subjective, but
hmm
the pen should be respected because he was rhyming his ass off for the last 30 years now.
Yeah, people who be saying Eminem suck, I just be like, yeah, all right, bro. All
Like whatever, man.
right.
Um, the Game or 50 Cent?
50.
50.
50 because he's a better song maker in general. The Game can rap his ass off. Like like people who really follow hip hop know that for a fact, but 50 Cent, 50 know how to put together a track so well, man. Even, you know, with the melodies that he would use and the storytelling and even some of the beats that he picks. 50, yeah.
50. I feel that. How do you feel about the Game with the news that Whack 100 was talking about that he's got a diss track that he's gonna drop on Eminem?
Man, I ain't checking for that. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I'll probably listen to it, but Game's not, he not clearing Eminem. It's not happening.
And I respect the Game. Like
Yeah.
Game's, I liked his fucking music. I still like his music. Uh, so, who's an artist that's out right now that you feel like just kind of gets slept on or gets considered that you would feel is underrated or underappreciated in the game?
Like in the rap game in
Yeah,
general, or like somebody that I know.
either you can tell both, man. But
Okay. Somebody in hip hop who I feel is underrated. Man, this is tough because it's just so many artists really getting. Well, the reason why I say it's tough is because I don't feel like there's really anybody like actually dominating right now. I guess.
yeah,
I mean, besides Drake, like Drake always going to do what he do when he wants to. But other than that, someone who I feel like is slept on. I'll tell you who. Denzel Curry. Denzel Curry is slept on because he has a really consistent catalog,
he does.
and he can rap like hell. His songs is dope. And even from like the double XL freshman list of 2016, who, you know, people was just like shitting on at the time. It's like now that class is like going on to be like one of the most legendary classes ever. And
Yeah,
I feel like Denzel gets left out of that conversation a lot with Uzi 21 and Kodak. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think Denzel is one of the most slept on rappers, even though like people who listen know like they know how nasty he is. So I'll say that for sure. Definitely Denzel.
When that 2016 cipher dropped, I had never heard Denzel Curry, but I wasn't a fan of the cipher. I specifically was telling people I liked Denzel Curry, who I'd never even heard of. I liked his
Yeah.
verse, and I liked Lil Dicky's.
Hmm.
And those were like the only two at the time, but they have all gone on to change my mind, and they all have songs that I actually fuck with.
Yeah.
Um, who do you think was the better MC in Wu Tang?
The best MC in Wu Tang. So the way I see it, Ghostface Killer. I feel like I think the top two was Ghost and Raekwon, the chef. But reason I go Ghostface because I feel like he has the best solo catalog out of everybody
He
in Wu.
does.
And yeah, I just feel like his work speaks for itself. You know, Supreme Clientele, Iron Man, Fish Scale. There's probably a couple other albums that I'm leaving out right now, but yeah, Ghost for
Ghost.
sure.
I feel that. Um, what really made you want to kind of pursue music? What sparked your interest in all this?
So music was always something that I dabbled in. Writing raps was always something that I dabbled in as well. Um, I say what really I think the shift happened when I went to where did the shift happen? Hold on, that's a good question. So I know one summer I just really locked in. It was the summer before I started high school, and like I was really just writing a lot of music. But I didn't have any beats at the time because this was before the type beat era. So like if you wanted beats, you had to like buy shit off of like SoundClick and whatnot. So I was like writing a bunch of songs, and I don't know, I just really liked the way they made me feel, and also I just felt like I had more of a drive to pursue that than I did pursuing like a sports career. Like, one thing that I will tell you, if I wasn't doing music, I would probably be doing, like, I'll probably be like a sports analyst or something like that. You know, guys who are like on YouTube and TikTok, you know, like reviewing games and whatnot. I would do something like that. But yeah, the shift happened before high school, and I think when I went to a professional studio for the first time when I was like 14 years old, that was when I really decided, yeah, this is what I want to do. I could see myself doing this for a long time.
Hey man, you can still do that analyst stuff on TikTok. You'd probably get you some new followers too.
Yeah, you're not lying. I probably could. I do want to circle back to that one day. It's just really making it a priority, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, I feel that. While we're on the topic of sports, you're a Cavs fan. I'm a Cavs fan. How do you feel about the season overall? Since
Overall, man, the season was successful. Nobody, including myself, really predicted that we would win 40 plus games. I
yeah,
mean, given the fact that we only won like 20 last year. I know a lot of Cavs fans are upset because we're not a top six seed and now we're in the play in. But honestly, man, the fact that we made it this far with all the injuries we've had, you know, we lost Rubio, we lost Sexton, we lost some other guys for a period of time. We don't have Allen or Mobley right now, and we're still finding ways to fight and stay competitive and even pull out some of these wins. This is one of the greatest seasons I've witnessed from us,
yeah.
honestly.
Like in the overall perspective of things, yeah, because
Yeah,
we don't have like that superstar. They've literally played as a team, as a whole unit to
right.
get to where they're at. Who's your favorite on the Cavs right now?
Man, my favorite is Darius Garland. And
Darius
you know, it's,
Garland.
it's crazy. It's crazy because I was going back and forth between him and Mobley and Allen. But yeah, Garland is the key, man. Like without him, I don't think any of this really moves, honestly.
Um, you're also a a sports fan in general, but
Hmm.
what's your thoughts on this NFL offseason?
Craziest offseason ever, bro. Just, I mean, don't get me wrong. Some stuff I knew was going to happen. The Deshaun Watson stuff, I knew that
Yeah,
I kind of had a feeling that was going to happen. But Tyreek getting traded and all the other
Russell
stuff that
Wilson.
went down. Devontae Adams, that was just insane.
That one
So,
really shocked me
yeah.
because Aaron Rodgers had always made it a huge point. Like, I need Devontae and other
Hmm.
receivers, and they still took a contract knowing they were going to trade him.
Yeah.
So, if you had to classify your style of hip hop and had to like break it down into subgenres, what would you classify yourself as?
Man, there are a lot of subgenres. I guess I would I guess I can still be classified more as a lyrical rapper. Because that's just what my style is rooted in. I started rapping before the melody really like actually popped off the way it is now. So I utilize melody where I feel it's suited. If I hear a melody, I'll definitely pursue it. I feel like I've gotten my vocal delivery to the point to where I can execute certain melodies without feeling discouraged to do so. So yeah, I would still classify myself as a lyrical rapper, but not a lyrical miracle spiritual rapper. I'm definitely not that. I've had people classify me as that before, and it kind of felt like a slap in the face. But nah, yeah,
I can agree with the lyrical. I would definitely say like that hype rap because of how high like how upbeat you are
yeah.
and the beats you use too.
I
Typically, you're like
definitely
that high beat.
I would definitely say like more so in the motivational storytelling spectrum
Yeah,
in
I can
that.
definitely feel that. What's something you would tell your younger self, like to give advice to help better yourself at an earlier age?
Oh man, I would if I could tell like my 13-year-old self that I'm doing what I'm doing now, I would just say stay on track. Honestly, you know what? I would give myself enough advice to at least get more ahead of the curve because and the reason I say that is because if I knew that social media was really going to pop off like the way it did when I was in high school, I definitely would have utilized it more to build my fan base early on. Because I mean, I was still posting on Instagram and stuff, but I wasn't posting a lot of like music related things. I was like just posting pictures of me and what I was doing, things like that. I would definitely try to um I definitely would have tried to like invest in going to like a professional studio like back when I was in high school until, instead of after I graduated, just to kind of give myself like that head start. But so yeah, I guess I would just tell myself what's coming. Like, hey, SoundCloud is blowing up. Start uploading shit every day. Yeah, so yeah, just that type of advice for real.
Um, what would be something you would tell, like advice you'd give to another underground rapper who's down on their luck or something?
I'll tell them to keep shooting their shot. And what I mean by that is, try everything, keep putting songs out, keep putting content out. Don't be afraid to be yourself and don't be afraid to get yourself out here because I feel like it's a lot of artists who are really scared to hop off the porch and really take that first step because they think, oh, this isn't good enough. This song ain't good enough. It ain't up to par, yada, yada, yada. Man, look, the first song I put out was something that I recorded on my MP3 player. Not even an iPod, bro. It was an MP3 player. I recorded myself. Um, I recorded myself rapping to a Big Sean instrumental off of Finally Famous 3. It was called High Rise. And the quality was terrible. It's not on my YouTube anymore, but that was like the first song I ever actually put out. But the point is, man, like you got to shoot your shot because it's so many artists out here, on the go, so many artists grinding. You have to stay active. You can't take your foot off the gas or lose momentum. I learned that the hard way when I was in college. But But yeah, and on top of that, people really like seeing you as an artist grow and develop. To see you go from making one type of or this type of music to or having this type of delivery to now your bars is getting stronger. They see the evolution in your vocal style. Fans like seeing that type of stuff, you
Oh
know.
yeah.
So give people a chance to see that, and also connect with people. And yeah, just don't be afraid to throw yourself to the wolves out here, man, because it's it's competitive.
Respect. All right. So I'm gonna pull up some albums here. We're gonna play another game. This is the rank game.
Oh man.
I'm gonna stick it to just one artist, and I'll give you like 5 of their albums, and you can.
Hmm.
We're gonna start with Big Sean.
Okay.
I'll give you. He actually only has 5 albums that are only him. So,
Yeah.
Finally Famous, Hall of Fame, Dark Sky Paradise, I Decided, and Detroit 2.
Ranking them from best to worst.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dark Sky Paradise first, Detroit 2 second, I Decided third, Finally Famous fourth, and Hall of Fame last. Yeah.
Well, you didn't care for the Hall of Fame album?
Nah, man, I really didn't. And it's probably sound crazy coming from me, but I just feel like the other 4 albums had a more clear direction. And I feel like on Hall of Fame, he was kind of like in a weird spot artistically, still kind of trying to figure out what he wanted to do and what he wanted to represent in a way.
Yeah.
But I feel like with the albums that came after that, it was a lot more clear. The music was a lot more introspective, and it was just better music overall after that. So yeah.
I feel that. I want to say that in my Spotify, I'm pretty sure that is the least amount of songs I have liked in my like store files of all the music.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go on to Kanye. Give me
Oh
5
man.
of his albums. I'm leaving College Dropout off because we've already discussed
Hmm.
that. So you got
Yeah.
Late Registration, Graduation, 808s and Heartbreak, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, and Donda.
Okay, so Dark Twisted Fantasy first. I feel like that's the ultimate Kanye West album. And I also feel like that's his best. That album also had like his best rapping on there. It had a lot of great raps from him on
Yeah,
that one. Graduation, because man, Graduation was just a I hold that album like dearly to my heart for real.
it had a lot of hits on it.
Yeah. So that one, then after that, Late Registration. Um, After that, I'm gonna go 808s and then Donda.
And then Donda.
Yeah, then Donda.
I don't do that. I personally really liked 808s and Heartbreak. I think that kind of like helped create this new sound.
It did. It sure did, 100%.
I think that's him doing that album really helped push Kid Cudi's whole career because Kid Cudi's first album is literally just 808s and Heartbreak with somebody else on it.
Yeah, and Man on the Moon is also one of my favorite albums ever, too, by the way.
Oh, Man on the Moon's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're gonna move on to Jay-Z. We got his debut album, Reasonable Doubt,
Hmm.
Volume 2, Hard Knock Life, The Blueprint, the Black Album, and we'll go American Gangster.
Okay, so I'm gonna go Reasonable Doubt, number 1. Blueprint, number 2. Um, Number 3. I'll go ahead and put Black Album, even though I don't listen to Black Album as much as the other ones. I got Black Album at the crib though, so I'll go Black Album at 3. Um, it's easy to put Volume 2 at 4. But American Gangster was great. But Volume 2, man, like that album really had a lot of hits on there. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna go Volume 2, then American Gangster.
All right. I feel that. Yeah, Hard Not Life gets bumped about every day in my van.
Yeah, I played that a lot in high school.
We'll go on to Drake real fast.
American Gangster does get slept on a lot. I agree.
Yeah, it gets slept on. But like we've talked about, Jay-Z's just got a really strong
He
catalog
does.
that eventually some albums are going to get slept on over time.
Yeah.
All right. Drake only has 6 albums, so I'm going to let you just do this one through 6. You got Thank Me Later, Take Care, Nothing Was the Same, Views, Scorpion, and Certified Lover Boy.
Okay, so nothing was the same as first, and I don't care what anybody says. I'm so tired of arguing this point with people. I feel like nothing was the same as the best Drake album, hands down. I think that's the best combination of like his raps and his
I fully agree. Like that has the best raps out of him.
yeah. So nothing was the same. Um, and then after that, man, honestly, I know a lot of people put Take Care. Well, so the general consensus would be to put Take Care, but I feel like, man, fuck it. I'm gonna put Views second. I'm gonna put Views second. Yeah, I'm gonna put Views second because I really enjoyed the production on that one. Then I'm gonna go Take Care. I'll go Take Care after that. But then okay, so for the last 3, I'm going to go. I'll go. Do I want to put Scorpion above Thank Me Later? You know what? I'm going to. I'm gonna put Scorpion above Thank Me Later, and the reason why is because Scorpion has so many hit songs on there, and even the songs that weren't singles, like it was just a lot of great music in general.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, of course, the album is like hella long. So it's a double album, but I'll go Scorpion. Then I'll go. Um, then I might go Thank Me Later and Certified Lover Boy. Yeah, I feel like that list is controversial, but oh well.
It's
Yeah,
definitely got some hot takes on it, I'll tell you that. But
yeah,
I agree with a lot of everything that you were saying. Like I can't argue with anything that you said because that's just how it is.
yeah.
We'll do Nas to finish up this game. All right. Nas has a long catalog, so we'll just do the top 5 of the ones I list.
Hmm.
We'll go Illmatic, It Was Written, God's Son, I'm going to do the Untitled album, the album that, as a white guy, I can't say
Oh,
the actual title of.
okay, thank you.
Yeah. On Wikipedia, they even changed it to Untitled from the actual title of the album. And then we'll round it out with King's Disease 2.
King's Disease 2. Okay. Ooh, man. All right, so I'm gonna go. As much as I want to put It Was Written over Illmatic, I have to put Illmatic first, man. I gotta put Illmatic first. Then I'm gonna go It Was Written. After that, I'll go God's Son. Yeah, God's Son. Yeah, that's the album What Made You Look on there, and I Know I Can. Yeah, God's Son third. After that, then I'll go King's Disease 2 and Untitled last.
When I had done a rank me, it was like a ranking of discography for Nas as a post. I had left some albums off by mistake, and that was one of them. And I had a lot of comments that said, "Where's this album?" I was like, "Well, that was bad choice on my part, I guess."
Yeah, you can't that one.
What would you say? What do you describe as your idea of making it big? Like everyone's got a different opinion. Some people say, "Oh, like I ain't never got to worry about money," or some like Slico Got Bars has told me, "As long
Yeah,
as I ain't got to work a 9-to-5 job and my kids are straight, I'm good."
Yeah, honestly, I mean, my definition of it is really just living off of what I love to do. Being able to live off of what I'm making from music or merchandise or even tours and whatnot. Just being able to have a sustainable career. That's the goal, is sustainability. It's not to be rich or famous. I could make $60,000 a year off of doing music and I'd be completely happy. You know,
Yeah.
that's my definition of it, is being able to just focus solely on my career, not have to get up and go to work and then come home and worry about, oh, I gotta run this ad, I gotta finish this verse. I can just
Yeah.
wake up in the morning and just get straight to it, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, but the goal is sustainability for sure.
What's one of the joys about making music for you?
It's therapeutic. I can pretty much, it's no different. It's basically like having a diary, except
Yeah.
it's melodic and it's more fun to write and it's more unapologetic. Even though, some stuff that I may write may make me feel uncomfortable, it's still the truth. And I think that helps me sleep at night. So yeah, so I'd say that's the joy from it, and getting to perform too, which is something that I miss doing a lot.
Have you gotten to do any shows yet this year?
This year, no, not this year. It's been real slow.
Um, if hypothetically, if I gave you 10 grand to go get a feature from any artist, who would be that artist that you would use that money to get a feature from?
10 grand, man. I'm trying to think who would even do a feature for 10 grand, because I don't even know what artist is really charging these days. But if I could get a feature from somebody with $10,000, I would probably. Hmm, who would I go? Who would I get one from? Look, that's a really good question. Um, I don't know, man. I don't know. I really don't. I really don't know who I get a feature from if I had 10 G's to get one from somebody. I do know that so back in 2016, I reached out to G Herbo's manager, right?
Right.
And I asked him how much G Herbo was charging for a feature. And during that time, he was only charging 7,500. But I ain't have the money,
Yeah.
given 18. I'm in college. I didn't have it. But of course, now his price is like way above that. It's probably like
Yeah. I was just throwing out a
250
number
or
because
something.
I don't fucking know how much.
Yeah, that's right. Shoot, or use the 10 racks to promote. That's smart
Yeah.
too. But yeah, I
But
don't know.
always invest in yourself.
Yeah, it's crazy because one thing that doesn't cross my mind a lot is getting big time features. And I don't know why, but it's just not something that I really think about a lot, because I guess I don't consider the possibility of it. Like, oh, I'm gonna go get a feature from this artist who is about to pop off, or get a feature from that artist. I'm just so conditioned to work with the people who are in my vicinity, I guess. And it's just better that way, in my opinion. So maybe that's why.
um, who would you say is an artist that you've really enjoyed getting to work with over your time making music?
So I really enjoy working with my homie TYS Marky T, formerly known as Marky T. He has really great energy, man, and just being able to pretty much bounce ideas off of one another, about songwriting and or like ways to go about releasing music and whatnot. I'd say he's definitely one of my favorite people to work with for sure.
I feel that.
Yeah,
I fuck with 2YS. And I've told you guys both that I enjoy when you two collaborate together because his
yeah,
track always comes out fire, whether it's on one of his new angsty pop punks tracks or him just featured on one of your tracks. Shit always comes out pretty fucking fire, man.
yeah.
Um, So, what is your opinion on the whole Will Smith Oscars?
Man, I think that was both wrong, honestly. I felt like, and the reason why I felt like that was both wrong is because the whole situation was just handled bad, man. So I think the Chris Rock joke was it did go pretty far. It did go kind of far. I didn't know that she had alopecia, so at first I didn't really understand the outrage. But once I got more context, it made sense, and so I feel like that was wrong. I felt like Will Smith was wrong because he ain't have to. I don't know. I just think whatever issues they had could have been handled backstage. That wasn't really for. That shouldn't have been for the world to see. So that's my take on it.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I was the same as you. I didn't know that Jada had alopecia when the joke was made, and then I found out. Gonna segue into the last game that I played in the last podcast I did. It is called Hit or Miss, and I will read off some random albums from 2021. You
Hmm.
tell me if they were a hit or a miss for you.
Okay.
Let's see. There. Trippie Redd, Neon Shark, First Pegasus.
Um. And that was last year.
Yes.
Was that the album that had the? Was that the album that had the one with the one song with him and Cardi? I forget how it go. I want to say that one was a hit though, because I think I did play it. If it's the one I'm thinking about.
He honestly might have released two last year. I think he did release two albums last year.
Nah. Okay. So wait, I remember now. Yeah, I actually did like that album. That was a hit.
Yeah, this is the one that had Pill Breaker with Machine Gun Kelly and Black Bear and Travis Barker.
Okay. Yeah. 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 I did like that one.
Scary Hours 2, Drake.
That was a hit for sure.
Obviously, Donda,
Yeah, that's a hit.
Certified Lover Boy.
I'll say, it's funny. I was talking about this album earlier. I'll definitely say it was a hit, but it's still like low on like my list of Drake albums. But I still say like even his lowest album is better than a lot of people's best. So I say hit.
Cordays, Justin Till.
Justin Till. That had good songs on it. That was like the 3-track EP, right?
Yes, it's just a small EP. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
it's got Q-Tip on it and Young.
yeah. That was a nice little appetizer before he dropped his
Oh
album this year.
yeah, I've had that album on replay for a few times now.
Hmm.
The Alchemist, this thing of ours.
The Alchemist album, man. I actually didn't even check that one out. I missed that
Really?
one.
I honestly did too. I just saw it on here, so I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
that tomorrow. T Grizzly's Built for Whatever.
I did like that album. I didn't get to keep it in rotation because so much music coming out, but I
Yeah.
liked the last T Grizzly album.
Tusi's album, Thank You for Believing.
I didn't get to finish that one. It's crazy. I actually did start it, but I didn't get to finish it. Now that you mention it,
The Off Season, J. Cole.
oh, I hit for sure.
Yeah. The first two songs just set the whole tone for that whole album, man.
Yeah,
Young M.A.'s Off the Yak.
I didn't even get to listen to that one.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, was it good? Was it hard?
It was pretty hard. I really fuck with young M.A. I think she's kind of finally hitting that stride that
Okay.
she deserves. Did you check out DMX's Exodius?
That was a miss. RPX, but that was a miss.
Yeah.
I, I have this thing when it come to when it come to posthumous albums, man. It's really it's a thin line, man.
It, it,
And I know
it
they're not easy to execute, but I didn't like how that one was done.
Lil Durk and Lil Baby's The Voice of Heroes album.
That has some good songs on it.
I can't remember the name of it. Travis Scott's album last year. Can't think of the name of it.
The well, his last album was Astro World.
Okay, yeah, he didn't drop that album last year.
Yeah, that was 2018.
Okay. Hall of Fame, Polo G.
That has some good music on there. Hall of Fame was hard.
Culture 3 by Migos.
No, you know what? I remember that. I remember listening to that one. I like that one a lot, actually.
I do too. It was the first time since the first Culture album.
It was it was better than the second one, but
Yeah.
not harder than the first one.
Yeah, I agree. Doja Cat's Planet Her.
Hit for sure. I think I tweeted it. I said that was like my favorite pop album of last year.
It's got some bangers on it, man.
Yeah,
Tyler the Creator's Call Me If You Get Lost.
hit. Yep, that was definitely a hit.
That still gets traction today. Everyone brings that up. 25 by G Herbo.
That was a hit too.
Got that's another posthumous album. Bobby Tarantino 3 by Logic.
I have to say, Miss. I gotta say, Miss. And you know what? I do like Logic as a rapper, but yeah, I say I'm more so like a fan of like his earlier work than
That's how
the
I
stuff
am.
that came
I like his
after.
earlier shit more. Let's see. Pyrex, Picasso, Benny the Butcher.
Yeah, that one was cool. I kind of see that album or that project as like a prelude to what he just gave us.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, that was solid.
Soulfly by Rod Wave.
That was a hit. I did like that one. Yeah, I gave that one a listen.
West Side Guns, Hitler Wears Herms 8's, Sincerely Adolf Side A.
That was a hit. They had a lot of dope songs on it.
It really.
I still play songs off of that one.
We Love You Tekka 2 by Lil Tekka.
Tekka, he had a few good songs on there. I didn't get to listen to the whole thing, so I can't like say whether it was a hit or a miss. But he has some catchy songs on there from what I heard.
Okay. The Melodic Blue, Baby Keem.
I did like the Melodic Blue, but I think his last one, the album before that one is my favorite project from him. But Melodic Blue was real creative.
Montero, Lil Nas X.
That if any album blew me away last year, it would probably have to be that one for real.
It's pretty solid.
Yeah, he really put his artistry to the test on that one, and I thought he did what he had to do.
Sincerely Kentrell, Young Boy NBA.
Hit.
Into the Late Night, Larry June and Cardo.
That was cool. I like the other one that he put out before it more. I can't even think of the name of it, man. I'm so bad about this.
Oh, you're good.
The album that has 6 a.m. and Sausalito, Grand Nash Chronicles, that album. But the name just ain't coming to me right now. But yeah, the one with him and Cardo was solid.
The Lil Wayne and Rich the Kid collaboration album, Trust Fund Babies.
I thought Lil Wayne did what he had to do on that album for sure. Yeah. No knock to Rich the Kid, man, but Wayne was he was just he's just in a different world.
Yeah, he's been on his shit lately, man.
Yeah.
Expensive Pain, Meek Mill.
That was a miss.
Miss.
That was a miss for me.
I'm not a big
Yeah.
Meek Mill fan, so I don't speak on. I
I
don't really.
I,
That's
yeah, I like Meek a lot, but that album, yeah, that was a miss in my opinion.
Life of a Don by Don Tolliver.
That was a hit.
Big Sean and Hit Boy, What You Expect album.
That was solid. That was a solid EP. I like that one.
Meg the Stallion, Something for the Hotties.
You know what? I actually didn't get to listen to that one.
You didn't miss much. A lot of her songs kind of just sound the same to me. Um, Back on my baby Jesus shit again, the baby.
Um, that was all right. That was all right.
Isaiah Rashad's The House is Burning.
That was a hit. I like that album a lot.
I need to actually put that on my list to listen to. I don't think I've listened to that one yet. Trying to skip over. Lone at Prom, Tory Lanez.
That one was a hit. Tory did his thing on that album. Man,
That album.
Tory is really good at what he does. Like he makes a lot of good music. Like I know people want to cancel him and all that, but his music is still good.
Yeah, the album he put out during all that shit, I still play that album. Like he just talked his shit on that album. Star Baby.
Yeah.
Magic. Nas.
Hit for sure.
I remember talking to you the day that dropped.
Yeah.
That'll end that. All right. So go ahead and wrap it up. Is there anything you want to plug, D?
Yeah, so for those who are watching, I am dropping a project this year. I finally made my mind up. I decided that, definitely need to come out with a project. So it'll probably be like a 6, 7 track EP. I don't see it being another album just because it's easier to market, smaller projects anyway. But until then, I'm gonna keep dropping singles monthly, giving y'all what's left in the crate. I'm actually dropping a song this month called For a While. So once I get the cover art for that, then y'all will be getting that on every single streaming platform you can imagine. But yeah, definitely got a lot of good stuff coming.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate your time, and I'd love to have you on again in the future and talk some more music with you.
No problem, bro. Thanks for having me.
Not a problem, man. Take it easy.
Yep, you too.